Welcome to Round 5 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of December 23rd. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
Today we're taking a break from talking and complaining and obsessing and instead shouting out things other people are doing that we think you'll find as useful or enjoyable as we do. We call this our Roundabout Roundup. Catherine, what do you have this week?
Well, like I said to you before, this is quite boring and practical, but if you don't have one of those apple slicers where you center it over the core of the apple and press down and it takes out the core and you get all the nice apple wedges. It is like one of the things that I use the most. So I think
you are recommending that item. You are not going to give us a tip as to what to do if we don't have that. You are actually recommending that.
You need to buy it if you don't have it. You can get one for like $10, and it is highly useful. You can use it on pears. It doesn't just have to be apples.
Nice.
You can use it on various other fruit. I suppose you could even use it. Maybe you could use it on potatoes to make potato wedges. I don't know.
To make potato wedges plus one big column of potato.
Plus a circle. Yes. So anyway, it is a super small little thing, but you know how sometimes just little things that make your life easier are so valuable? And that is one of those things for me.
I want one now that you mention it. I got myself a strawberry huller this year just because I had like $2 left over at the end of a gift card and I wanted to spend it. And I got all sorts of grief from my family about it, about how ridiculous it was to have such an item. But you know what? I enjoy using that. And I believe I would get the same amount of grief for the apple slicer, but I shall not care.
Yeah.
That would be very handy because it's such a pain to cut the apple and then have to cut the core out and then have to cut it into the slices with the knife. And no.
Right.
Modern conveniences.
I mean, they might find themselves using it even after they
would not.
made fun.
No.
On principle, they would refuse.
On principle, they would not. On principle, they would just mock me. But they would. And then
you'd say, "You cannot have any apple pieces."
That's right. No apple for you.
These are all for me.
That sounds very cool. Thank you for recommending that, and I do not find that to be boring at all. It sounds quite delightful and useful. Nicole, do you have something delightful and useful?
Mine might be a little bit too delightful. It's a little risque. I'm recommending a new series on HBO, and it's called Mrs. Fletcher. It definitely has R-rated scenes in it and has content that might not sit well with everybody, but I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a very modern day realistic look at parenting and what it's like to, have your child leave home and be an empty nester and how you have to figure out ways to create a new life for yourself. So it's essentially about a divorced mom who has a college-age son. Well, he graduated from high school at the beginning of the series, and then he went away to college. And then, of course, the story follows her in her quest to find this new life for herself. And she discovers a lot of new things about herself, including her sexuality and, her friendships and stuff like that, while her son has his own experiences at college. So it was interesting to watch, and it was kind of refreshing because it doesn't sugarcoat stuff. And, like she wasn't, expected to sit there and make Pinterest projects or bake, like she did something that, some people would consider doing. So anyway, so just like a little warning there ahead of time that it's not for everybody. It definitely is, a very, interesting look at, life.
Who's the actress who plays her? Did you say that earlier?
Catherine Hahn or Hahn?
Hahn. Oh, yes. Who we know from Parks and Rec was.
Yes, I love her. Love her. She's such a great actress.
Yes.
Her facial expressions are everything.
She would be fun doing that. I can see that.
Yeah. So. And that's my recommendation.
Okay, and I am going to recommend yet another podcast. If your New Year's resolution is not, I am going to get my podcast queue in order and cut out these dozens of podcasts I listen to every week, but I need me some more podcasts. Here's one you might want to add. It's called Movie Mike's Movie Podcast, and it's hosted by a guy who is a writer and producer on the Bobby Bones show, and also helps out on the Bobbycast. They call him Mike D, and he's just a young, enthusiastic guy who knows a lot about movies, is very good at researching things and finding clips of things, and he's just going to be talking about general movie topics and give reviews of specific movies. His first episode, he listed I believe the top 10 highest paying movie roles, which was very interesting. Oh my goodness, do some of these things pay? And you would not necessarily expect the ones that were the highest. And then he gave a review of a movie, and it was a very fun podcast. He's a very likable, enthusiastic guy, and I'm looking forward to listening to more of it. It just started, so you can get in on the ground floor of it.
Right. Well, thank you. That is it for another week of Parenting Roundabout. If you missed any of our earlier episodes this week, look them up on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts to hear what we have to say about kids home alone, baby showers, and foods that fight anxiety. Allegedly. You can also find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there on our Facebook page or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. You can also visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/mamatude, where you can find links to a lot of the things that we talk about here. Have a great weekend, and see you back here on Monday for a week of speed rounds to kick off the new year.